So last night we were up watching the UFC 221 card.
Yes, we were.
Romero versus Rockhold. It's a hell of a fight. Now, there is some shit going on with that. Let's get comfortable here. All right, so Yoel Romero, number one contender in the UFC middleweight division. We'll just jump right the fuck into it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Knocks out cold in third round, number 2 ranked UFC middleweight contender Luke Rockhold. Now Rockhold, before the fight, they had the weigh-ins, and because it's an interim championship fight, they both have to weigh the exact amount, 185 pounds. They're given a 1 pound allowance, or they're not given the 1 pound allowance because it's a championship fight, so you have to weigh 185 or below.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero missed weight.
Or below?
Yeah,
you can weigh 183.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That's why, like, heavyweight is 265. Not everybody fights 265. Yeah. They fight at whatever the fuck they weigh. Whatever they feel
that
like.
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
So Rockhold weighed 185 and Yoel Romero came in at 188. So he is not eligible.
3 pounds heavier, man.
Yeah, it's
3 pounds.
How bad do you have to suck?
And I guess he's kind of got an excuse because from what we know, he was only given a 3-week notice of this fight because it was supposed to be Whitaker versus Rockhold. And then Whitaker got hurt. So they had to put Yoel in this fight. And so he only had 3 weeks, but I don't know.
Still, how hard can it be to make 185?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know how much he walks around at. It's got to be like 220 or something.
Yes.
He's cutting 40 pounds of weight. There's no way he's not.
Yeah, at least at 20, very least 20. Like 210, 215.
Yeah.
So he missed his weight, making him ineligible to receive the interim title if he won the fight. Meaning sort of similar to the Anthony Pettis Max Holloway fight a couple of months ago or a year ago, where if Pettis won, he wasn't the interim champ, and if Holloway won, he did become the interim champ. So if Rockhold wins, he's the interim champ. If Romero wins, he's not. I think it's fucking stupid because then we see the fight comes, and they agree to take the fight anyways, knowing that's the result. And the interim champ is winner gets the next shot at the real champion, But so we get to round 3, and it's a pretty even fight. I gave round 1 to Rockhold, round 2 to Yoel, then
so
round 3.
1-1.
Yeah, and then he fucking knocks him out because Rockhold just gets cocky. Now, get your thoughts on it. So Yoel Romero wins. He was the number 1 contender. He just beat the number 2 contender. But technically it wasn't for the interim championship, which guaranteed him the title shot against the guy who he lost to last, So before he beat Rockhold, his last fight was against Robert Whitaker for the belt, right, essentially. So now he's still the number 1 contender because he just beat the number 2, but he didn't win the interim championship. So do they give him the title shot anyways?
We've had this conversation like 1,000 times on how stupid an interim championship is. It's just fucking retarded. Let's just pretend for a second that this fight wasn't for an interim belt, and it was just so it wasn't for a belt, but it was still for the number 1 contender. Fighter gets Whitaker. So let's just pretend they gave that 1 pound allowance.
Mm-hmm.
Yoel still weighed 2 pounds over that 1 pound allowance.
Yeah.
You weigh too much. At that point, if I was Luke, I'd be like, this dude missed weight.
Yeah.
He is disqualified.
Which he gets the option to do.
Whitaker's going to be healthy in a couple months. I'm waiting until Whitaker. I'm officially the number 1. I'm waiting until Whitaker. Yeah,
Why
even take the fight?
Almost like a loss.
Why even take the fight?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, that cockiness of Rockhold is just biting him in the ass, and it has been. And I honestly don't think he's ever going to climb back up. I'd have to look at, better than me, I'd have to look at how deep that middleweight division is. Yeah. But it pretty much goes through Whitaker, Rockhold, and Romero.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Weidman, Kevin Gastelum.
Yeah, and Weidman.
And then you get Jacare Souza.
Yeah. But it's those 3. Yeah. Those are like the heavy dogs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess he could climb back up. Well, he'd have to go through Weidman again.
Yeah.
He'd have to go through Jacare because Jacare just whooped ass.
Yeah.
So my point is, I wouldn't even take the fight, man. Yeah. I would not take the fight. I'd be like, dude,
you fucked up.
You fucked up, man. I know you only had 3 weeks. You couldn't make it. I understand. You're an awesome dude, but I'm not gonna take the fight because if you rock me, I lost. But if you win, what does that even mean?
Yeah. Because now what the fuck do we do?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's what happened. He did get
that's what I'm saying. This shouldn't even be an interim belt.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever
should have been for the number 1 contender.
All right, so this is my point, bringing up the whole weight thing and Rockhold not taking the fight. My view: there's a fight. It's not an interim championship. Number 1 contender fight. You get that pound difference. If you're Rockhold, don't take the fucking fight. But if you take the fight, then all bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
He weighs 3 pounds heavier. You're a badass. You can fight whoever, no matter how much they weigh. You took the fight. You lost the fight. Romero gets the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I think it should go.
So you think Romero should get the shot?
Should.
Yeah, and I agree. It is well deserved.
But if I was fucking Luke, I wouldn't. Don't take the fight, man.
Yeah.
Don't take the fight. He fucked up. He only had 3 weeks notice, like Dana said. You know, you feel bad for the guy, but don't take the fight because if you lose, you are fucked.
You're putting everything on the line where this guy's not. And the thing with the weight cut and shit like that, and we've gone over this in fucking.
They weigh 10 pounds heavier the next day.
Anyways, and they probably weighed the same thing the next day, anyways.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Luke making those 3 extra pounds, because everybody, any UFC or any even amateur MMA fighter will tell you, it's those last 5 pounds, even less. It's like really those last like 3, 2, and 1 pounds getting off of you to make that weight.
Yeah,
that is
so
fucking
hard.
hell.
Yeah,
and the weight cut was the day before in the afternoon because it was in Western Australia, so it wasn't exactly like the United States Commission where the weight cuts. So in US, the weight cuts would be Friday morning if the fight is Saturday night.
So like you wake up and go.
Yeah. So you wake up and you wake up lighter. You might do some final weight cut. You might do like a bath or something. Get your ass on the scale, and then you have all day to rehydrate, and then all the next day to rehydrate, and then fight. You know, but this one because it was in Western Australia and shit, it was weird. It was like it was 24 hours before the fights. But they were fighting in the morning in Western Australia. So, I don't know. It was weird.
Where did they do the weigh-ins? In Australia?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. If it's 24 hours, it doesn't matter what time it was at.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do it if he wakes up 8 o'clock in the morning Australian time, and they do the weigh-ins at 12, you don't eat or drink anything.
Exactly.
You fucking
Suffer
there.
for 4 hours, you know? Versus whether
sit in the tank.
Because
there's no way you don't wake up and sit on the scale. There's no way these guys are waking up and being like, I feel like I made it. Let's go to the UFC weigh-in.
That's the tough
You're on the
part,
scale
man,
every 4
day,
seconds.
Dude.
He woke up at 188. He's like, fuck, I'm 189. What do we got to do? Let's go run. I'm still 188. Fuck, what are we going to do? Not eat anything. Don't drink shit. Go in the sauna. Yeah. We're still 188. There's no way we're going to make this. Mm-hmm. You go, you do the weigh-in. The UFC gives you an extra hour. What are we going to do? Go back to the sauna. Do some push-ups. Do something.
He did lose 0.3 pounds.
0.3 pounds. Like, you know that morning.
That you're
just fucked. And at that point, there's nothing you could do. You could just try your hardest to lose the weight. So it doesn't matter when the weigh-in is.
Yeah, but all right, so here's the thing. The next day, they did fight, and they probably weighed about the same pounds. My guess, somewhere in the realm of 200, 205, right? Both of them.
Yeah, 210.
But 24 hours previous, Luke Rockhold had to pretty much kill himself to make that weight.
And he made it. So that what I'm saying is, like, although they weighed the same, the fact that he made weight and he didn't still has an outcome on the fight. Because yesterday, Yoel's been chilling since yesterday morning, where you killed yourself yesterday morning. Yeah.
You've had to recover.
But then it all depends too, because Romero might have been killing himself just to get to 188.
To get to 188,
but
yeah, you're right.
He's a middleweight,
and you never know.
He fights all the time.
Yeah.
He's making that weight all the time. Exactly. Even if he's making 186, like we said, that pound difference that they usually give us on non-title fights, he still missed that weight. Mm-hmm. So what were you doing? And I get it, 3 weeks.
So what I'm saying is, like, so
Luke was killing himself,
and he fucked up by taking the fight because it's like because you need to think from that aspect. You need to think like, well, I'm fucking depleted. Like, I feel like shit. I just killed myself. He didn't. So like, come tomorrow, I went through this and he didn't. Instead of like being on a level playing field. Like, he's got the advantage. He has he had an extra day of recovery. You know, assuming that Yoel, because he didn't kill himself for those last 3 pounds. Assuming he didn't, he had some sort of there was definitely an advantage.
Yeah.
Of the way your body fucking operates, not doing that. So in summation, Luke shouldn't have taken the fight, but he's trying to be a company guy,
and they're just fighters,
trying to save the card. They're fighters. They're like, fuck it, I'll fight right now. Fight in the bathroom. I'll fight tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
200 pounds or 150 pounds. Like, you want to fight,
and the weight probably wasn't the difference. You know, Luke's taking shots. He's holding his hands low, just like he always does. That's what Bisping. Everyone's saying that Michael Bisping, you know, kind of gave everybody the blueprint. Like, Luke holds his hands really low, so you just hit him with those
cocky,
those upper, you know, the overhands, and you're gonna get him. And that's exactly what Romero did. Straight hit him. I've never even seen somebody fall to the floor like that. Dude, you fall and you don't land on yourself.
He landed like against the cage. He was like kicked, like he had like overhand right, and then like just fucking like sideways into the cage.
And then just the way his hands laid and his body froze, it was perfect for
that
Romero
second shot, which is just insanity.
He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, sure just stop the fight until you stop the fight.
Well, the referee's moving, but Romero's just so fast, you can't stop it fast enough. They gotta have a whistle or something.
Jesus,
they should have a whistle.
If there's anything in this show, and what came out afterwards, Yoel Romero literally broke his leg in the first round.
No way.
Yep.
Really?
There's these 2 gnarly leg
So now
kicks.
that Whitaker with fucking Romero fight's never gonna happen.
No, it'll happen, but now because Whitaker's still hurt, and Yoel's obviously hurt, so I see them fighting like August or so.
Oh, okay, that's not.
You know,
All
August
right,
or
fine.
later July card or
Well, it
something
depends
like
how
that.
bad. Broken leg, man.
I mean,
Take months.
we'll see.
What did he do? So how did he break it?
These 2 gnarly leg kicks, he said. It was in the post-fight interview that he did, and he had these 2 nasty. I'll find the clip and I'll put them in. But these 2, bah, bah, and just fucking gnarly. And then he said, and I don't know how broken it was because then he proceeded to kick him. But then your adrenaline is rushing. But as soon as after the fight, and we saw in the post-fight interview, he's on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, why are you on the ground? And like at first I didn't think of it because
But it was like emotional or something.
yeah, but then when they carried him up and in the interview he's in a wheelchair.
Oh
well,
yeah.
what the fuck happened to you? He's like, oh yeah, I broke my leg. Like it was probably those 2 kicks in the beginning of the round, but like yeah, this is definitely broken. Which is interesting because in his last fight against Robert Whittaker, he pretty much broke Whittaker's leg,
Oh yeah.
and Whittaker beat him on a broken leg. So I'm excited for this rematch, and like you know everybody in the community like Brendan Schaub and all them dudes, they were talking like, do we want to see a rematch if it happens? If Yoel wins, do we want to see him versus Whittaker again? That doesn't
why
excite
wouldn't
us.
you want to? Why would that not excite people?
I don't know. I mean, Schaub's
fight's a
always
good
talking
fight.
about like he doesn't like rematches. Like he's like, yeah, I already saw that. I want the next thing. I want Whittaker versus Rockhold. You know,
Rockhold's got to win.
but
That's another comment I saw on
but-
Twitter. Is just like the way they're dancing around each other.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Whittaker beat Romero beat Rockhold. Like in order to see those 3 to who's really the best, instead of seeing a rematch, like. If you could just make matches without depending who lost last time,
Mhm.
you'd have Rockhold fight Whittaker. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then if Whittaker fucking beats the shit, breaks off of Rockhold,
that he beat both.
then
of them,
like
and we know-
Rockhold's officially out of that top 3 triangle that we're talking about. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? That's just
Because-
somebody's comment.
Yeah, no, because
Um,
right now, Whittaker beat Yoel beat Rockhold, and then like, if Rockhold beat Whittaker, we're in.
It'd
a
be like
standstill.
it'd be like a fucking. That's just what somebody commented. That like
Yeah.
it's the only way to figure out who's really the best at this point is to have Rockhold face Whittaker.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just doesn't make sense because Whittaker beat Romero beat Rockhold. There's no way Rockhold's beating fucking Whittaker.
I don't know, and I mean every night's different and shit. But yeah, if he goes in there,
I guess
his last
but
3 fights, he's gone in there and he's just kept his hands
Rockhold's
low.
all potential, man. He's just all
Yeah.
potential and
So yeah,
no
and something
action.
I want to get to about him is